Alright, welcome back to the Roush Sports Network. Today, what I'm going to be talking about is sort of a reaction to the whole college football season as a whole, before the playoffs. Because there's no Premier League games on today and no NFL games on today, so that's what I've got. So, it's a bit of a strange season. Started out with the SEC and the Big 12 going for it, trying to have their games, ACC as well. And it looked like those three were going to be the only ones. Once the Big Ten and Pac-12 realized it was safe, they decided also to. There was a bit of controversy involved with the whole COVID protocols and stuff. A lot of games were postponed, a lot of games were canceled. Ohio State made the playoffs whilst only playing 6 games, which was controversial in the eyes of pretty much everyone else, and no one was really happy with Ohio State for making it. But, they won all 6 of those games, so be fair to them. Also in the playoffs was a revamped Notre Dame team that beat Clemson, but without Trevor Lawrence. Clemson, who only lost once to that Notre Dame game and then beat them in the ACC championship. And Alabama, who went undefeated in an SEC-only schedule. In the SEC in football is widely regarded as probably the most competitive, most talented division. However, Florida, in the bowl that they played in against Oklahoma, got kind of walloped, despite the fact that they thought that they were way better since they were SEC and Oklahoma was Big 12. It's an interesting season. Lots of good games were played. Controversial. But the playoffs look like they'll be good. Alabama versus Notre Dame. I would say Alabama's probably got the win. Alabama's absolutely a powerhouse again, just like they are every year. And Notre Dame's looking a bit suspicious after the big Clemson loss in the ACC championship. In fact, it might have been bad enough that maybe even Texas A&M should have gotten in over them, or Ohio State, as many people would believe, including Clemson's coach, who they are playing in the playoffs, so that gives a bit of fire to Ohio State when they play against Clemson, because they don't even think they should be there. Ohio State will want to prove them wrong, and Clemson will want to prove them right. Texas A&M, well, they'll feel really hard done by. They played really well all season. They didn't make the playoffs. It is what it is. Cincinnati and BYU were both non-Power 5 conference teams that were looking maybe to make the playoffs this year. It didn't happen for them because, the committee does tend to favor SEC, Big 10 teams, ACC, occasionally Big 12 teams. Oklahoma, honestly, we're thinking maybe they should have. That's not really true. They were the best team in the Big 12, but 9-2 is not a record that's going to get you into the playoffs, especially when Ohio State's undefeated, Alabama's undefeated, Clemson and Notre Dame are both 10-1 with their losses coming to each other. I think it was generally fair. Maybe Texas A&M should have got in, but that's kind of how it is. All right, thanks for watching, and see y'all in 2021.